Hey everyone, Regina Stout here, and it's March 1st, so you know what time it is. It's time for my little video here. Hey, I hope you guys had a great weekend and a super February. Hopefully you all took my advice and really stuck to your budget, and now you're enjoying the fact that it was the end of the month and maybe you had money left over, or maybe you weren't sweating it so much when all those bills were coming in. Whatever the case might be, keep at it. It's again another month, so reset that budget if you need to. Make sure every dollar is spent on paper before you even spend it. My suggestion is not to use a pen, but use a pencil when you're creating your budget. You never know what's going to come up. And if you're like me, all of a sudden you go, oopsie, forgot to include the doggy daycare or whatever the case might be. So anyways, this month I wanted to continue focusing on our personal finances and actually looking at your net wealth, because if you don't keep track of your budget, you're not going to create any extra wealth, or wealth in general, I should say. And if you don't keep track of those numbers, how do you know if you're actually winning at this game? So how do we calculate the net wealth? It's very, very simple. All we do is take our assets. So sometimes you might think, but I have no assets. Well, you may, if you have a 401k plan, maybe through your work, maybe your retirement program, a Roth IRA. If you're self-employed, you'll have that self-employment retirement program. Add up all of those things, and don't forget that your house is also an asset and it's a value. So if you have to figure out what that wealth of your value of your house is, let me know, and I'm happy to run a competitive market analysis for you so that you know what the current day wealth and value of that home is to create and generate your net worth. Once you have all those numbers totaled up, that equals, what you hold, and then subtract all of your debts, your car payment, not just the monthly payment that you pay, but how much principal is there. So if you bought a $20,000 car and you still owe $10,000 on it, then it's that debt, that liability. If you have student loans, it's not your monthly student loan payment, but it's the total amount of outstanding debt there. Same thing with your mortgage. How much principal do you actually have left to pay on that mortgage? Now, I'll warn you, sometimes this can be very frightening because you bought the house for $250 and you still owe $240. It could happen. And then any credit cards that you might have, anything that you want to subtract out of that. So subtract it out, and what you have left is your net wealth. Hopefully your net wealth is a positive number and not a negative number. And it's not unlikely that that could be a negative number. But the good news is that you know what that number is, and so therefore you can change it by starting to pay off those credit cards, starting to pay off and down that car debt. And it's okay to double up on payments or pay a little extra to get you ahead to create more net wealth. Again, this is Regina Stout, March 1st. Let's look ahead. Interest rates creeped up a little bit in the housing market, but it's still a great time to buy and sell. Just give me a call and I'd love to help you out. Thank you. Bye-bye.